This review could really be as simple as saying it's $100. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. Today we're taking a first look run and review of the new RedCat Ascent 18th scale. Here it is. Look at this tiny little guy. It's a RedCat Ascent, only smaller. This is RedCat's first foray into the smaller scale RC trucks, and it's basically a shrink ray applied to the larger 10th scale RedCat Ascent. There's a lot of really great features here. The first one is the price. This is $99, ready to run. I mean, you need to add some batteries to your remote, but for $100, you get this. Get this tiny little RedCat Ascent, which is basically exactly the same as the full-size one. In many ways, I'm going to take the body off here in a second and share that with you, but it has the same Maxxis Trepador style tires. I think there's a foam in there. The larger scale one had a foam too, but it was very, very soft. Vented plastic tires. They're glued on there. It's not a bead lock. You can see portal axles. A lot of plastic here, plastic drive shafts, plastic links, plastic axles, but CVDs. It does have metal CVDs in the front axles there. A good amount of reduction, a nice strong steering servo, and basically all the same features that you would expect in the larger one, just scaled down. It is a clip-less body. As you can see, there are no body clips holding it on there, which is a really nice thing. Nice and solid mount there. It has a little tiny swivel tab there on the back, which once you lift that off, you can pull the body right off. It's got a clip just like the full-size one. Tinted windows, so you can see right through, which is nice. You could add an interior if you wanted. There is plenty of room under there. And here is the chassis. You can see a pretty standard layout. Lots of room up front here. You could put your battery up front there somehow, maybe. Brushed motor to a transmission. Motor sits a little high, but not too bad. Its center of gravity is still quite low. Comes with a big 750 milliamp hour LiPo pack. All of your electronics, ESC and receiver all in one in the back here. It's a 4 kilogram servo. There are ball bearings throughout. So everywhere you look, I mean, everywhere that you would look that there should be a bearing, there is one. All through the transmission, all through the axles. Like I said, they are portal axles, so similar to the full-size one as well. Plastic-bodied shocks, but they are oil-filled and do feel pretty good. It's not exactly the same design as the larger scale one, of course. Plastic front and rear bumpers. Feels pretty heavy-duty. This is a flat-rail aluminum chassis. You can see it is quite narrow, but very comp-inspired, and should be a good platform on which to build on. One thing I did notice right away, and just in the limited testing on the bench, the motor feels a little weak at low speed. That would probably be something I would be looking to upgrade first. But this steering servo, pretty reasonable. Not something I felt needed to be changed right away. Pretty common layout for an 18th scale with motor up front, transmission in the middle, battery at the rear, and electronics also at the rear. But it does look like, because of this big, nice, flat platform here, that if you wanted to move the weight around a little bit, there is some provisions for you doing so. Of course, this receiver ESC combo is just literally mounted on there with some double-sided tape, so you could move it up front if you wanted to add a bit more weight over the front axle. Because it is a portal axle truck, there is a slightly higher center of gravity than there would be if it wasn't a portal axle truck. But I don't find... and that's something I'm probably going to be experimenting with, absolutely. Along with this little 18th scale Ascent, you also get this nice FlySky radio. This is more, like full size. This is something you get with all the Element RTRs, and is a pretty decent radio. The plastic wheel leaves a lot to be desired, but all of your digital trims and steering dual rate is all available on the radio, and it's got a good hand feel. This one feels pretty good. I actually do like this radio a fair bit, and for it to come with something like this, it's pretty darn good, especially for $99. Wow. Along with the truck and the radio, you also get a manual with a QR code to send you to a more detailed manual. Some stickers, including all these fender stickers. a USB charger for that battery, and a welcome edition, body posts and all of the mounting hardware in case you want to change the body. And I might actually be doing that with this Vicious RC body that I have here. This is the TRK2 cabin bed, and it is an 18th scale body, so it should fit on there pretty well. It might be something we'll do in a future video. Now, RedCat self-admittedly is a little bit late to the game on the smaller scale RC stuff, but they wanted to come out with a bang. Not only did they come out with the great looking Ascent, they've also got all of the option parts already covered right away at release of the truck, which is fantastic. It makes it really easy to start upgrading and changing things to make it suit your specific driving style, or if you don't like some of the parts that are on there. And it's not just a few things either. RedCat really does have you covered here. Everything from aluminum shock bodies, like these right here, to brass parts like this servo holder, machined brass portal boxes, brass diff covers, brass center skid plates, anodized aluminum skid plates, all kinds of different links, whether they be aluminum or brass. There are tons of options here for parts right out of the box, even going so far as to have an option for metal gears for the transmission. They really have covered all their bases here and made it really easy to customize and make this truck your own straight away. And I gotta say, that's pretty great to see. The hardest part is cleaning up your desk. Needless to say, there will be a standalone upgrade video on this truck as well. Do you think there's enough room in the 18th scale or small scale RC world for one more competitor? Put your comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video and you like seeing tiny trucks, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. I like the attention to detail that RedCat put into this. I would have liked to actually seen the pinched and dovetailed body as an option as well. The Ascent 18 is available in 3 colors, this silver blue, there's a light blue, and a red similar to this one, and should be available at the time of this video. Things that I don't really particularly like the look of, I wish it had a drop bed. I think this flat panel is kind of not great. I would have loved to have seen a drop bed like the full-size one. There's only really so much room for things, and that's one thing I guess they had to compromise on. Additionally, the power of the motor is a little bit weak for the size of the truck, especially when you're trying to do some low-speed crawling. It does tend to not modulate very well. I would like to see a more powerful motor in there as an upgrade as well. I wouldn't even, you know what, I could see myself putting a brushless setup in here. I think that would be a really cool way to give it a bit more oomph. Otherwise, though, it's a pretty great first release for such a small, tiny truck. I have to give RedCat some props for putting out some pretty decent vehicles lately. The Ascent line especially has really impressed me. All right, probably enough chatting about it. Let's take it outside and see how it does. All right, so there you go. That's a first look, run and review of the new RedCat Ascent 18. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to RedCat for sending this my way so I could do this review, and to you, of course, for watching. We'll see you again soon.